Just got the lyric video, so that's what the one I'm gonna be giving my What is a favourite to say back with another reaction video? We're on part 2 of the NF journey today. Just a quick disclaimer, I have heard all of his songs before, back when they were first released, but I'm kind of just going through the NF journey again, just to kind of relive the moments. So let's get straight into it.
Insidious is blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in.
Insidious is blind inception. Insidious is this slow, gradual negative effect that happens. Blind, unseen, inception. Inception is like the start, the beginning of something. Insidious is sort of like cancer, mental health. You don't realise the beginning of something until it's really spread. Insidious is blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? It's like Inception the movie. If you've seen the movie, I only recently just watched it, literally on Saturday, and wow, what a movie. What is reality with all these questions? When you've got all these questions in your head, how do you know what's real and what's a dream?
Broken legs, but I chase perfection. These walls are my blank expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's lonely inside this mansion.
Yo, my mind is a house with walls covered in lyrics. They're all over the place. The songs in the mirrors written all over the floors, all over the chairs, and you get the uncut version of life when I go downstairs.
The metaphor of the mansion being his mind. My mind is a mansion covered in lyrics. So this massive house with all these rooms is his mind. And he says you get the uncut version of life when you go downstairs. When you really get into depth of his mind, you really go inside of his mind, you'll get the full version of his life.
All over the chairs, and you get the uncut version of life when I go downstairs. That's where I write when I'm in a bad place and need to release and let out the version of NF you don't want to see. I put holes in the walls with both of my fists till they bleed. You might get a glimpse of how I cope with all this anger in me.
He talks about anger. I put both fists into the wall until my fists bleed. Like when you're in rage, you want to hit something. He puts his fist into the wall, but at the same time, he's making holes in his own mind.
With both of my fists till they bleed. You might get a glimpse of how I cope with all this anger in me. Physically abused, now that's a room that I don't want to be in. That picture ain't blurry at all, I just don't want to see it. And these walls ain't blank, I just think I don't want to see them. But why not? I'm in here, so I might as well read them. I gotta thank you for this anger that I carry around. Wish I could take a match and burn this whole room to the ground. Matter of fact, I think I'ma burn this room right now. Somehow this memory for some reason just won't do time.
Obviously this isn't fully confirmed, but he actually used to get abused by his stepdad, his mother's boyfriend or something. And he's gone into this one room of when he got abused, and all he can remember is his abuse, his anger. He says, I wish I could burn this room right now, but somehow this memory for some reason just won't come down. No matter how much he tries to get rid of this memory, it's so deep into his head that he can't get rid of it, no matter how much he tries to burn those bridges.
The lyrics inside.
Insidious is blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in. Broken legs, but I chase perfection. These walls are my blank expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's lonely inside this mansion.
What gets me the most in that chorus is broken legs, but I chase perfection. I physically can't go anywhere. I've got broken legs, I can't move, yet I'm chasing. It's almost saying he's chasing something he can never get. And then he talks about how he's lonely inside this mansion. The definition of perfect is being perfect. Being lonely is not really in that definition. So it's like I'm chasing this perfection, but I'm stuck in my own mansion and I'm lonely.
I'm trapped in, and it's lonely inside this mansion. Inside this
Yo,
mansion.
my mind is a house with walls covered in pain. See, my problem is I don't fix things, I just try to repaint.
You're my mind is a wall covered in pain. Remember at first, his first verse was you're my mind is a wall covered in lyrics. Now it's covered in pain. And he says,
Covered in pain.
See, my problem is I don't fix things, I just try to repaint. We all had that problem. You have something in your mind that you can't seem to forgive it no matter how much you try, but you think, if I can't forgive it, I'll forget about it. When it should be forgive but don't forget. Yet we try to forget but not forgive because we physically think that if we think about it, it's just going to hurt the most. So we try to forget about it instead.
Inside this mansion.
Yo, my mind is a house with walls covered in pain. See, my problem is I don't fix things, I just try to repaint. Cover them up like it never happened. Say I wish I could change. Are you confused? Come upstairs and I'll show you what I mean. This room's full of regrets, just keeps getting fuller it seems. Moment I walk into it's the same moment that I wanna leave. I get sick to my stomach every time I look at these things, but it's hard to look past when this is the room where I sleep. I look around, one of the worst things
regret. He's talking about regret now, and he says these things I'm trying to fix, it's the room where I sleep. He lives in his own regrets.
I look past when this is the room where I sleep. I look around, one of the worst things I wrote on these words was the moment I realized that I was losing my mind. One of the first things I wrote is I wish I would have called, but I should just stop now. We ain't got enough room in this song.
I will be pausing a lot in this video, as you can tell, but I kind of have to then. I literally just have to be. He's got so many lyrics he can break down. But he says in this, one of my biggest regrets is finding out that I was losing my mum, and written on my wall was, I wish I could have called. Family is such an important thing. Spend as much time with them as you can. Nobody knows when somebody else is just gonna go. And then he wrote his song, How Could You Leave Us? Because he says in this one, but I should just stop now, we ain't got enough room in the song. And that's when he wrote How Could You Leave Us? He had so much regret for this one mistake of wishing that he could have called more, wishing he could have spent more time with his mum, because now he's losing her, that he can't even speak about in this song because he's got so much to say.
Now we ain't got enough room in this song. And I regret the fact that I struggle trying to find who I am, and I'll lie to myself and say I do the best that I can. Shrug it off like it ain't nothing, like it's out of my head. It gets sick off whenever I see it affecting my plan.
He regrets not being able to find the person that he is, and he shrugs it off, and then he gets angry when that affects his plans. Guys, if you really want to find yourself, spend time on it. Don't shrug it off and say you physically can't do something when you can do it. You can understand yourself. The fact that he's really represented it and said, one of my regrets is not being able to figure out who I am, so I just pretend, and then I get angry when it affects my plans.
Who I am, and I'll lie to myself and say I do the best that I can. Shrug it off like it ain't nothing, like it's out of my head. It gets sick off whenever I see it affecting my plans. And I regret watching these trust issues eat me alive. And at the rate I'm going, I'll probably still be there when I die. Congratulations, you'll always have a room in my mind. The question is, will I ever clean the walls off in time? So this part of my house, no one's been in it for years. I built a safe room and I don't let no one in there. Cause if I do, there's a chance that they might disappear and not come back. And I admit, I am emotionally scared to let anyone inside, so I just leave my doors locked. You might get other doors to open up, but this door's not.
So now there's one side of his room that he calls his safe room. That this room he won't let anybody in because he's scared. He's scared that if somebody goes in there, they have the potential to hurt him. He says here,
I don't want you to have the opportunity to hurt me, and I'll be the only person that I can blame when you desert me.
He don't want anyone to go in there because he don't want them to have a reason to hurt him. He don't want them to have a reason to make him suffer anymore because of what they found in this room. So he keeps this room locked.
Have the opportunity to hurt me, and I'll be the only person that I can blame when you desert me. I'm barricaded inside, so stop watching. I'm not coming to the door, so stop knocking. Stop knocking. I'm trapped here. God keeps saying I'm not locked. I chose this. I am lost in my own conscience. I know they say no.
The way that he can slowly get rid of the percussion and just talk almost, saying, I have this safe room, I don't let anybody in there. And then he gets angry. The percussions come back in, he gets angry. He's saying that God keeps saying, I'm not locked in. But I chose this. I am lost in my own conscience. God keeps telling me I can get out. God keeps telling me I can be free. But I've chosen to stay back in the safe room because I'm scared to get hurt.
Not lost, I chose this. I am lost in my own conscience. I know they said in the world out ain't solving the problem, but I didn't build this house because I thought it would solve them. I built it because I thought that it was safer in there, but it's not. I'm not the only thing that's living in here.
Guys, we know what's coming. We know what's coming. I am not the only one living in here. Comment down below right now. I'll give you a moment. Did you comment down below what we're thinking right now?
It was safer in there, but it's not. I'm not the only thing that's living in here. Fear came to my house years ago. I let him in. Maybe that's a problem, cause I've been dealing with this ever since. I thought that he would leave, but it's obvious he never did. He must have picked a room and got comfortable and settled in. Now I'm in a position it's either sit here and let him win or put him back outside where it came from, but I never can.
Now this lyric really gets me every time. Now I'm in the position it's either sit here and let him win or put him back outside where he came from, but I never can. And then in intro 3, he says, come on then, let's take this outside. He builds up that courage. Right now he's thinking, I'm way too scared to let him go outside. I cannot take him outside. I cannot get rid of him. And then in intro 3, he says, shall we take this outside?
It's either sit here and let him win or put him back outside where it came from, but I never can. Cause in order to do that, I'd have to open the doors. Is that me or the fear talking? I don't know anymore.
Is that me or the fear talking? I don't know anymore. Intro 3. Is that me or the fear talking? Woo, what a dumb question. He says in intro 3, when Fear says to him, is this me or the fear talking? What a dumb question. He's mimicking this song where he says, is this me or the fear talking? I don't know anymore. He's mimicking him. He's laughing at him. He's saying, this is what you said. You're an idiot.
Is that me or the fear talking? I don't know anymore.
The little background music, his background lyrics, it's lonely, it's lonely, percussion stop, inside this mansion. All NF songs are another level. It's just the way this can link back to intro 3. And some of the lyrics you won't pick up on when you listen to one song separately until you listen to them both together. That is it for today's reaction though, guys. Please stay with me on the NF journey and let's get ready for part 3. That will be coming soon. But if you like this reaction, please hit the thumbs up button. Hit subscribe and the bell so you don't miss out another video. Bye!